Hey guys, Footy Manager TV here, and welcome back to a new career mode on Next Gen Xbox One after getting sacked with Lyon, which was very, very disappointing because I believe I had the future planned out for them. I had some amazing youth players come in, so unfortunately, I got sacked from the board. They had a bit too high expectations that I was expecting from a squad of theirs. Actually, I'm going to be Sunderland right now, and they've got actually the same rated squad as Lyon. It's both on Foothead. If you go search for Lyon and Sunderland, both their rated squad is 68. They've got the same rating as a squad. And actually, I believe Sunderland's squad has more depth about it and not just young players. So I have a real confidence about Sunderland. Last year I did Southampton. It's going to be a really similar story, similar save, whatever you want to call it, similar series, because the expectations are similar, the squads are similar. And last year, Southampton, it was my best career mode. After I did a few, Newcastle, and that Newcastle was pretty good to start me off and to start off my channel and to get me where I am today and what I've done in recent times in FIFA 14. But still, the Newcastle got me underway and that was good. But anyway, here, the capacity, I was looking into this a bit more. I don't know if it's a feature or not, but if your stadium capacity is higher, could you bring in more ticket sales and get more money from that? I don't even know if that's a feature or not, but I don't think it is. But I wanted to nonetheless, and that's definitely one thing that's missing from the game, I believe. It used to be in the game way back, like FIFA 06 or 07 career mode, which is way back when it was called manager mode. I remember playing on the PC. There was actually a feature where you could rate out of 10 your stadium manager or something, and the higher that is, the more ticket sales you get. And also it had attacking coaches, midfield coaches, defending and goalkeeper coaches. But that is not the game anymore. It's not in the game. I don't get it. It used to be in FIFA 06 or 07. Like so long ago. I have no idea why they removed that from career mode. Of course, there was a new overhaul from moving from that old gen into what now is the current gen. And this is the next gen. They moved it on. And I wouldn't be surprised if they bring that back as a new feature. Recycling old features. EA love to do that. But that's what I enjoyed. That made it realistic. It helps. Yeah, it actually plays into fact how your players increase when you have the coaches out of 10, what you choose it to be for attacking, midfield, goalkeeper, and defending, like I said, and also fitness coach, out of whatever you choose that for be out of 10. Of course, the higher you have it out of 10 is the more it will, the better it will be, of course, but also the more you have to spend on that. So bigger teams will have a high advantage, and I have no idea why that's not in the game anymore. It's just a simple feature, to be honest, and if it works good, if it wasn't working, that's good, but I would imagine it worked. It worked well because I suppose you have to analyze if it works or not. You can try on lower settings and the higher settings if your players improve the same. If that was the case, it would be a pointless feature, I guess. But yeah, I found it realistic to me, and that's just something I would like to see in the game, where you can choose out of 10, like 10 levels, what you want your coaches, fitness coaches, and yeah, just all of that stuff to be, your scouts as well. I like the scouting how it is. That doesn't have to change. But yeah, like stadium managers to get more money in, but that's just a little thing I wanted to get out there for you to leave your opinion on. And of course, we picked up a 15% on the transfer budget and a GTN scout. We get a 5-star GTN scout, but to be honest, I don't really care if they're good or bad because I know the knowledge of the players. It might play more into fact after a couple seasons, but first season I know the quality of the majority of players in FIFA, so I just want my scouts to actually bring them to me so I can put them on my short list or something like that, and I can decide if I want to sign them, because like I said, I know their quality in FIFA, their rating, but since the recent January transfer, the transfer updates, there has been some changes in ratings, and you might see some surprising transfers by me. Honestly, it was probably my best, like this one here, this save with Sunderland, it was probably my best transfer window ever in terms of bringing quality into a team and improving the team with quality and maybe potential players as well. So that's going to be exciting to show you in the coming episodes who I'm going to bring to the team. So here again, we're just going to send my GTN scouts to places where I think, with the instructions I left for them, and yeah, I send them to places where I think, like I said, I know some knowledge of some players, and I wanted to send the scouts to that region, that country, to bring me those players that I wanted to bring to the team. And you'll see that a bit later, hopefully. We're going to sell some players actually as well, so that will give us some more funds. I'm not going to use any, like, whatever they're called. There was a bird chirping in the background, sorry about that, early in the morning. But still, like I said, a league objective is mid-table, and that's almost the same thing for every team down the bottom, like no board would say, "Oh, I expect you to not get relegated." Every board would want the manager to attempt to become mid-table. They wouldn't just, yeah, I'll be satisfied with almost not getting relegated, or yeah, almost just avoiding the relegation. You don't want that. You want your team the best you can do. That's why I'm pretty sure it doesn't say avoid. Does it actually say avoid relegation for any team? I'm not quite too sure. But anyway, moving on to regen, or not a regen, yeah, a guy who's going to bring us some regens. Taj McGarry, he's going to bring us the youth players. I wanted to get a good valued guy like here, Sandros Antonarios, or whatever his Greece names are so bad, or not bad, they're too long for me to pronounce, and especially as it went quickly, I couldn't. But moving on, yeah, I didn't want to get a 5-star guy. I wanted to get the cheap guy. Taj McGarry was a very good price for me because he was low price because his experience was 3-star, and experience is only important if you search for like specific players, whether it be like, you know how you change it from any to whatever position you want to search for. Yeah, that's when experience comes into play. But what you want is just the judging of the judgment, and he was 4-star judgment. 4-star is very good because it's a bit cheaper than 5-star, and it's a pretty good price without breaking your bank. But if you're a top team, like top 4 team with big funds, you would pick up a 5-star guy because, yeah, you can pretty much, unless, yeah, you make some big transfers. Diakite is probably our best centre-back in terms of his strength and jumping. Yeah, he's just insane in the game. He's a really good defender. But next up, John O'Shea and Wes Brown. They're both actually retiring at the end of the season. So that's going to be 2 centre-backs gone. So what I'm going to do there, you know, Sunderland, we have an okay amount of funds, but I'm going to use up the majority of it. So going into January, we're not going to have heaps. So what I am going to do is going to try and at least get 1 centre-back on a approach them on their contract in January, and hopefully they'll be able to join. I know there's a couple. I'm not going to say names. I don't like saying names who is, because I want to show you throughout the scout reports. That's going to be a part of it. But there is some quality in the Premier League as well, so I don't need to get one like a player from abroad. I can get some players. I'm sure you know a couple of them. I just don't want to say it. I just want you to be surprised and see them in the squad reports. But there is some quality centre-backs in the Premier League that are running out of their contract, and also in other countries as well, as I scout them, and you'll see them throughout the season as we go into January. And talk about into January, I don't want to give away results, but already I'm really enjoying it more than Leon. I'll say, yeah, I'm enjoying it more. That's the thing. I don't know if I know the players more. I'm scoring better goals. I'm defending better. It might be a mixture of the 3, but still, we have a lot of players loaned out, which is good to see. Connor Wickham, who's rated 72, decent for a young player, 20 years old. Jordan Pickford, I think he has decent potential in the game. He's our 3rd keeper at the moment. I love that in a team where you have 2 good players, 2 good goalkeepers, and then you have 1 up-and-coming guy. So Carlos Coulier there, the ex-Aston Villa player, he's going to get transfer listed because I don't see him with a future at the club, and yeah, he's probably going to retire soon as well, and he's only going to be declining. Louis Lang, I think he will be a good player in the future, but for now, I've got to try and send him out on loan because we do have defenders for now. Marcos Alonso, who I believe is a January window transfer signing in real life. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's only on loan, but it doesn't say he's on loan. So if he has decent potential in the game, that could be good for us. So Craig Gardner, who I believe is an insane player, can play right back and centre mid. He's got very good all-round attributes, and he should be a good player for us. But Dongwon Ji, he's going to be transfer listed because I don't think he's a good player at all. He's definitely not Premier League quality in my opinion. And also, yeah, there's one thing I noticed. A lot of Newcastle fans in the previous video I did when I said I was going to most likely be Sunderland, they didn't want me to be Sunderland. But that's a great thing about football. Like, fans get pretty mad about that kind of thing. But honestly, it's just a game. So I don't get why people care so much, especially. But it does happen. You know, MGH last year when he did Rangers, that was a bit controversial, definitely. But yeah, to me, it shouldn't matter what team I am. It's just a game. But I understand if any Newcastle fans don't want to watch this because I am being Sunderland. But still, I believe I'll have a lot of tips I can show you that you can enjoy. Maybe not enjoy because I am being Sunderland, but at least get some tips from career mode. And hopefully I will be able to actually this time show you the tips without getting fired once I get past January and into the next season, showing you how I bring young players to the team, your youth players that are scouted from the scout you bring for youth players. Yeah, I really want to show you that. And I think with Sunderland I can, because I just have to avoid getting relegated, and that should be an easy task for anyone who's decent at FIFA. And again, that's what I wanted to say. If you're an okay player at FIFA, you're never going to get relegated unless you have to be bad to get relegated. Even if you're a crap team, like I would say Sunderland is a crap team, but In FIFA, they're okay. They're not as bad as like Hull and Crystal Palace and those kind of teams. So, yeah, you have to be a bad player. And that's, yeah, if I get relegated, I'll say I'm a bad player. Then for sure, I'm bad if I get relegated with Sunderland. I'll say that. So people who like to say I'm bad, stick around to see if I get relegated or not. But, yeah, there's slim chances of that happening considering my results, which I'm really excited to show those people who said I'm bad. And I like to do that on YouTube. Like, people who say you're bad, it's my way of responding through my results. So you have to wait and see that. And for whatever reason, people like to say I'm bad, but still watch my videos. So at the end of the day, I'm winning. But anyway, yeah, here we have to offer some new contracts to a lot of our players. Actually, Sunderland, I haven't had a team so far that I've managed in career mode that had that many players expiring in 1 year. At least in the first season that you beat. Obviously, when you play through a bit more, it is. So Kieran Westwood is a decent keeper, experienced keeper. And he's just recently stepped up to the Premier League in the last couple of years, and I believe he's an okay keeper for this level. We have backup of Vito Minone, the ex-Arsenal keeper, and he's a bit younger, but Jordan Pickford, I reckon he could be part of the future. Has decent potential in the game. I think it's mid-70s. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I reckon with that kind of potential, if he's playing regularly, he could even exceed it, as you know. And that's something about potential. If people wonder sometimes players don't reach their potential or even exceed it, it's because the potential is an average estimate of what a player is expected to get to if they're given average playing time and get average ratings. So if you have a player who you play a lot and he actually plays really gets good ratings, and yeah, if he gets good ratings, plays well, plays regularly, more than average, if he's a starting player every single game and gets over a 7 rating regularly and yeah, has good form, he'll do well for you and he'll exceed his potential. So that's enough for now. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.